Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Today we will start a new topic. Some may even say that the subject of religions is not over yet. No, it ended for me. What I had to say, I already said. What I had to plant with doubts in your minds, I have already done. So this week, I'm going to talk about Gaia. I'm going to talk about what this planet is and what it represents, in the journey of each of you. Once again, I repeat, that I am not here concerned with history. In pointing out the facts chronologically, so that you believe what I'm saying. How is a planet created? From a large explosion of matter. It is as if God the Father or Mother had in his hands a small, extremely dangerous and explosive molecule, and that with the slightest touch, she could explode. So from this small unstable molecule, a good part of the universe was created, and within these parts, planet Earth was formed. This story, which you know about the Big Bang, is true. But how did this beautiful planet that you have today come about? Think about this. Our Father Mother God is a great craftsman. He is complete, he knows all areas, physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology. He knows everything. So for him, it's very easy to think and create what he wants. And for this planet, he chose a very diverse planet, a beautiful planet, where its beauty could be seen from anywhere in the universe. But what is beauty? That's what I've been saying. Beauty is a reference for those who see it. There needs to be a reference, so that everything can be compared to it and it can be said, this is beautiful. This is ugly. So, as I've already commented here a few times, if you look at your solar system, you only see planet Earth, as a planet with some beauty. The rest are just rocks. This is in the third dimension vision that you have. You were led to believe that in the universe there would only be you, no one else. So it would be that punishment, where, there is no point crying, nor asking for help, because no one will answer or listen to your crying, and you believed it. So this planet was created little by little. Divine consciousness has been implanted on this planet. Every rock, every piece of land, knew exactly what to do, the divine consciousness of each element. So any reaction was created, started, and at a certain point ended. It's as if you planted a seed and didn't know what the branch that would come out of would be like. You know that the tree corresponding to that seed will grow, but you don't know whether it will be big or small, depending on something genetic, you do not know. Theoretically, you know what you planted. But what will happen there? How many branches will that tree have? Are all trees the same? No. They're not. They just have the divine consciousness that they have to grow. Having flowers, having leaves, having fruits, even those that do not produce edible fruits, have fruits. So each tree's own consciousness knows what has to be done. And this is how this planet was designed. As if there were many seeds thrown onto the planet and allowed to germinate. Then each reaction was started, and when Father or Mother God thought it was good, he ended the reaction. And then everything there would be kept in balance. So, this is how continents were created. It is as if it were a mass, which was developed from a single cell, with the consciousness of Father or Mother God. Considering the size of your planet, you will agree with me that nothing happened overnight. Nothing is that fast. It took millennia until your Earth, this planet, had the shape it has today. Initially, some continents are not what they are today. That's another matter. But the Earth was originally made up of a lot of water. And continents were created over time. Very good. From the continents came living organisms. Everything that would cover Gaia's skin, everything that would keep her in balance with the universe. Why did Father or Mother God create so many different trees, so many different plants? That's what I already said. Each one has its own purpose. So in those places, where they were closer to the lowest temperatures, they would have to behave differently, otherwise they would all burn to death. Those that are closer to the center carry much more extreme heat from the sunday. So they would also have to be prepared for such heat. So every vegetable, every plant, was created with a purpose. Nothing on earth was created randomly. Where there would be open fields, low plantations, where there would have to be shelter for animals, closed forests, for them to take shelter. So let's talk about infinite wisdom, about our Father or Mother God. Nothing here has been put out of place. And He is so perfect, that He cared about the beautiful. Something that would effectively draw the attention of some animals, so that this entire process would keep working. Because these living organisms, some were short-lived. Then others would have to be born in that place. But how? So there would have to be a way to spread the seeds. And the flowers came, full of sweet substance, so that the birds were attracted to it and so that they could spread the seeds. Everything in perfect balance. So your planet, every piece of land existing today, and many that no longer exist, because they are submerged, were completely covered by vegetation. Gaia's skin was never naked, she always had a covering, she always had strength for the rivers, so that they could navigate in that delimited space, without destroying what was around them. Lots of vegetation, keeping everything in balance. Then I'm going to try to talk about beliefs, that God created the world in 7 days. No, this wouldn't be impossible for Him, but it's not like that at all. The earth developed by itself. Everything has been developed. Everything has been growing for thousands and thousands of years. Your planet is not new, it is very old, and with each passing year, the earth was changing, and becoming more and more covered with vegetables, trees, and plants. When God realized that the seeds would have to be sown, He thought about birds. Many were imported here, they came from other orbs and adapted perfectly here. Then the seeds began to be disseminated, but there was a lack of food for the birds. Then, God created fruit trees, those who would provide food, to those beings who did all the maintenance, of the plant expansion on the planet. Everything in harmony. And then, so that you understand, God realized that the birds were multiplying quickly and without control. So this is how the food chain was created, in which the larger one feeds on the smaller one, and that is how it was done. Yes, many could say, but birds die, why not wait for them to die? Because there would be an imbalance. The time it takes a bird to extinguish its existence is very long. And it would have already taken over the planet, a single species. So, yes, the food chain was necessary, in which the strongest feed on the weakest. No one is indestructible on the planet. It's interesting, because you question the food chain. You question that animals are carnivores, some eat others. But you don't question whether you eat beef, chicken, fish. Do you question yourselves? Now you are becoming aware that this is not right. But you have been taught exactly that you are at the top of the food chain. And that you can eat anything that walks or crawls on the planet. You are the invincible, the greatest, then they can do what they want. But God the Father or Mother, when He created all this infinity of animals on the planet, everything was in balance. That's what I already said here, animals that reproduce more quickly also become extinct quickly. Those that take longer have fewer specimens on the planet. So everything has a balance. You think it's horrible when one animal eats another, but is what you do right? Only you don't eat a live animal, you wait for it to die, or rather, for it to be killed. And then you think everything is okay. So do not question what was created by Father or Mother God. Animals came to balance the planet. No animal is alone in the food chain, it always has someone who will kill it. And so your planet developed, animals multiplied, and took over the planet. Little by little, animals of all types. I can say that many species appeared here on the planet. They are animals originating from this planet, through the crossing of many species, by the very nature of the environment. Then some animals were induced to multiply with non-identical others. And new breeds emerged, increasingly bringing animals into this environment. It was not easy to adapt animals from other orbs here. It was a different atmosphere, different food. So many who were brought died. And those who remained began to adapt, to survive in a totally different environment from where they were raised. And through the crossings that took place here, new animals were born, fully adapted to this planet. You don't see it, but its air is not empty. The air you breathe contains many elements. It contains what you call gases, that's why you don't see it. What do you exchange all the time? You breathe in oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and expel carbon dioxide all the time. Not just you, living organisms too. Plants carry out photosynthesis and exchange what they need with sunlight. So my brothers, this was an environment totally planned by Father or Mother God. He created it all. Not in 7 days. Let's stop with these absurd ideas. Everything was done very calmly, with a lot of observation, with a lot of balance. Father or Mother God, it is not extremely inconsequential to create everything in one day. Everything was very well observed, and with each imbalance, a new animal appeared on the planet, so that balance was maintained on the planet. So no animal is there without a function. Everyone has a role, everyone contains the divine consciousness of what they have to do on the planet. Everything in balance. We can mention fungi here, which many of you think, what are fungi for? If they only spoil the fruit. Sometimes they attack you. There needed to be a form of decomposition, of transmutation of the planet's organic waste. Imagine, if there hadn't been this transformation? All these animals defecating all over the planet, and what if there wasn't a transmutation of this garbage? I guarantee you, you wouldn't be here today. So this role was given to the fungi, to the bacteria, which very wisely carry out this work of decomposition, of transmutation of organic matter, into other elements. Nothing is there on your planet for no reason. You may think that Father or Mother God exaggerated some things. Why so many types of trees? Why so many types of flowers? Why so many types of plants? Each of them has a function. It's someone's food, who liked that flavor and started looking for that plant around the planet. They are delimiting plants, they are plants specific to biomes, maintaining the balance there for those animals. So understand, God didn't throw anything away. God did not create anything that is here today, and in some cases it has already become extinct, just because He felt like it. God is not willful. He is extremely wise. And everything was done, in balance. Animals were not created to attack you. But you were induced to kill them. And what do? They just defend themselves. They began to see humans as an enemy. So that's why they defend themselves and attack you. The animal was not made to attack humans. You are not in the animal food chain. So in this way, your planet was being populated. Animals were spreading across the planet, and this didn't happen overnight either, it took thousands and thousands of years. Imagine the gestation time of an elephant, how long would it take to have a large herd? So my brothers, 7 days? Let's stop believing in impossible things. Not impossible, because for God everything is possible, but impossible, in terms of balance, impossible in terms of doing everything quickly, without thinking. This does not exist, for Father or Mother God. And as I already said here, the elementals lived and inhabited the planet, peacefully. What is the reason for the existence of elementals? Help with soil maintenance, create the wines, mess with the oceans, take care of animals, observing what happens on the surface of the planet, helping those animals that get lost. Everything has a function. Nothing was created in an untimely manner. Father or Mother God has always accompanied the evolution of the planet. And of course, many helpers were here to observe all this evolution. And so this planet was formed. Animals inhabiting some parts of the planet. I want my brothers to understand that everything I say here has a reason and an objective. I would like you to imagine, do a great exercise now, to imagine your planet, completely covered by trees, vegetation, plants. Remove yourself from the planet, destroy their cities. I want you to think, see the planet, only with plants and animals. What would come to your mind? What colors would you see? What would prevail on your planet? The blue of the oceans? Various shades of green, from the forests? Some brown tones from the mountains? And the white of the ice, from the regions furthest from the Sunday. Very good. This was his planet. Imagine that you have a light bulb, you place a ball in front of this lamp, the most central point of that ball, absorbs all the light from that lamp. It's as if the light from that lamp made a big cone around that ball. The back of the ball is darkened, because the light does not bend, physical light does not curve. So see that the rays that come out of that lamp, those rays that are the ends of the cones at the poles of that ball, reach diagonally. Then those points become colder. Because that light barely penetrates there. And so is your planet and your Sunday. Where your planet goes around the Sun, in an orbit of 1 year in your time. Where now, the planet is closest to the Sun, and another time, it is further away. Hence the temperature differences across the planet. This was also predicted by Father or Mother God. The planet would simply not receive the Sun's rays equally, at all points. So there would have to be conformity of plants and animals, for each location. And so, planet Earth came into being. Everything in great balance. Everything was very well thought out and analyzed, by God the Father or Mother. Every living being, from the smallest microorganism, such as bacteria, fungi, even the biggest ones like elephants and giraffes. Today, my brothers, I will stay here. I would like you to do an exercise, to think about how beautiful your planet was, without you living on it. Don't try to assemble continents, it's not that idea. The idea is just for you to realize how beautiful this planet was, originally, without human invasion. Tomorrow we will continue. I am Archangel Michael. I'm trying to bring you topics that are relevant to this journey. You'll understand what I'm getting at.